One off to a new, interesting level. It's the beginning of where, as a company, we can really take things.
What this really makes me think of is the Porsche spirit. Cherishing our past, but always looking to the future.
The concept began 4 years ago in Monterey, sitting around in a burger joint, brainstorming with the Porsche Classic folks from Germany. On our side, we had the entire executive council of Porsche Club of America. We brainstormed and came up with all kinds of interesting ideas.
We had the idea to come up with a factory one-off car. We then had to decide on the model range. So we thought it's just about time to set the spotlight on the 996 and come up with a 996 as you have never seen it before.
Started with very crazy ideas. I'm here to tell you that every single idea is implemented in reality here with this car.
Well, the 996 is special in that, from a historical standpoint, it was a big change for Porsche back then, a jump in a new direction. So it sort of led the way for the future generations of 911s to come. Well, when I heard that the decision was taken to base the car on the 996, I thought it was a revelation. Finally, a car not based on like all the resto mods and reimagined cars from the air-cooled generations. The 996 was one of the most unappreciated of all the 911s. The time has come to give it a little bit more attention.
It was a 1998 911 996 that we found in the US.
So the condition of the car was poor. This was the very first 996 which was restored by Porsche Classic. It was very interesting, making something completely new.
We really started with a white piece of paper. With the Classic Club Coupe, we are in this Sonderwunsch world. So this means taking a car back from a customer, or the Porsche Club of America, and then having time to work on it. This gives us the freedom to really work on technical solutions where we try out. We don't have to approve it will work, we can try out. And that's the biggest differentiation between a Sonderwunsch or a classic project and an exclusive manufacture project that takes place inside the production process.
The North American team had to really look at all the specifications around the vehicle. When we look at the era of the car, the era of the engine, today's regulations, we had to bring all those elements together, make sure the car met all those, and then say, what's the trajectory for the car? What do we turn that into from a story and a branding perspective to make the car have its own personality?
The requests of our colleagues from the Porsche Club of America, they gave us some headaches and they put some challenge on us. Especially Tom Gorsuch came up with the request to put in a GT engine.
I'm sure that was a big challenge.
In this case, this 996 has the full performance of a 996 GT3 second generation. The complete drivetrain, the complete chassis was brand new. It's a GT3. The expectation is you open the door, sit in, start the engine, and then the sound. The GT3 engines has a very special sound. You always have to have experience and skills to drive this car fast. But this is fun if you have the skills and the ability to drive this car. This is money can't buy.
I think everyone recalls the Sport Classic based on the 997, and we were probably one of the first ones where you come with like a neutral, sort of like a gray color with a little bit of color in it, but it's still basically a gray. And then the tone-on-tone stripes that we did back then. So basically we took that same theme and then turned it around. So we have a little bit of a darker color. It's a different gray, and the stripes are, instead of dark, they're light. So you get that same tone-on-tone effect, but just turned around the other way. The other thing we integrated is the Porsche Club Blue, or otherwise known as Club Blau.
There were many challenges with this classic Club Coupe. First, I would say, was the bubble roof. Something was in the Sport Classic, and we really wanted this to be a prequel to the Sport Classic. That was the idea. I would say it took 2 years before we had final approval on that idea, but they did it.
It was kind of an expensive idea to exchange the whole roof because it's basically glued in. We thought, well, if we're doing a one-off car, we're going to stick as many features as possible in that car.
The specific ducktail, when it comes to thermo and aerodynamics, was a big technical challenge.
If you look around the car, in every little area there's some new parts and things to separate it from a basic 996. That was the idea behind it.
Every single detail which is not original was a challenge.
While being an exterior designer, I must say that the interior is my favorite part. We really took the 996 from what it was back then and all of its small compromises and really upgraded it.
The woven leather topic is a very interesting one because this is also something that combines traditional Porsche projects from the past and in the future. But with the classic Club Coupe, we wanted to bring together the Pepita style and the woven leather from the Sport Classic 997 into one new material.
The wheel was developed directly with Fuchs, the company themselves. Of course, we made a few modifications to make it look more individual. Basically all about the proportions of the wheel. The proportions of the original Fuchs wheel, a relatively small black area where the paddles are, and a lot of aluminum finish, aluminum color. And that's what we wanted to achieve with this car, is to have that historic Fuchs look.
Well, we're here for the Porsche Works reunion, which is one of the biggest gatherings of the Porsche Club of America. Our club members are our best brand ambassadors. They share their passion to the outside world. They tell their friends how great it is to drive a Porsche, how great it is to be part of this community. Because in the end, if you buy a Porsche, you not only buy a Porsche, you become part of a family. For us, it is really important to keep on this great collaboration between Porsche AG, between Porsche Cars North America, and especially the Porsche Club of America.
The amount of customization here, the ideas that PCA put forward and the Classic put forward in terms of what is possible, it is a wonderful representation of both the passion of PCA and Porsche enthusiasts, as well as the talent and passion of Porsche Classic and all Porsche employees.
I think the project ended up as like a perfect collaboration between our studio in Porsche, Porsche Cars North America, and Porsche Club of America, as well as Porsche Classic, that the combined ideas of all of our thoughts are basically we got everything in the car the way we wanted it.
This car is absolutely recognizable as a 996, but it has the stamp, the pure stamp of the Porsche Club of America.
We had the launch of the new 911 Sport Classic in April, and I think now seeing all three cars together with their ducktail spoilers, with their light grey exterior, with the Fuchs rims, you get the story and you clearly see the familiarity of all three together if you look at the picture right now.